connection is far, far, far stickier than the online space. Why is that? It's because of the way the brain works. So if you think about when you meet people, you're not meeting in isolation. That's not a conversation that happens in isolation. That's a conversation that happens within a matrix of meaning. Your parking, the coffee, the other people. This is quite an unusual room. You'll probably remember this room. So there's all these different things that are going on, and that conversation that you have is situated within an entire matrix of meaning. Compare that to just flicking on your phone. How many of us can spend 15, 20, many more minutes flicking on our phones, and if someone says, oh, what are you looking at? No idea. And that's because our brains only process and retain the stuff that matters to us. Most of the things we flick past on TikTok do not matter to us. So they go in one ear and out the other. They're entertaining for the moment, but then they're gone. It's completely different to when you meet a real person. And we have a principle called salience, which is what the brain is paying attention to. So the brain is processing God knows how many millions of bits of sensory information all of the time. One of the things we pay attention to is, what's in it for me? Does this matter to me? Because if it doesn't, I won't remember it. Now, when we meet people in person, it automatically is relevant to us, isn't it? Because you're communicating with a person, so you're having to do things, you're having to take action, it is relevant to you. And you've got a shared experience to talk about. What was the coffee like this morning, by the way? I've not had time to get one. Was it good? Okay. How many conversations have we had with people about coffee and networking? And the weather. Who's mentioned the weather today? I have. At least 2 people have talked about how cold it is and the rain. Yes? So these things are relevant. We're talking about things which are in our world all of the time. The next thing is novelty and fun. We like things that pique our curiosity. We like things that are fun. Now, when you meet a real person, there's so much novelty. The shades of pink in this room today, for starters, are amazing. There's so much novelty, and people are different, aren't they? They have different accents, they have different backgrounds. When you meet a new person, it's just automatically novel and fun. And the other one is emotion and meaning. And again, when you meet a person in real life and you are interacting with them, you necessarily go through a range of emotions. Even if those emotions are, I'm not sure I like this person, or this person's really boring, you're still going through things in your head. Yes, there are still loads of thoughts and emotions going on. Emotions are sticky. Emotions help us to remember things. So you will remember all of the conversations that you've had today because of how your brain works. So speaking live, and this is my big thing, speaking live in the room creates experience. Your social media and your brand are all, exposure to you, and we all need that. We need repeated exposure, as we all know. But speaking live creates experience. Experience creates certainty. We talk about know, like, trust, don't we? How quick do you get to know, like, trust if you shake someone's hand? Yes? Or if you talk about their holiday, or you see them again, you say, oh, how are the kids? These are know, like, trust that happens really, really fast. So I mentioned this before, about people viewing the 10 seconds as their price to be there, and most people don't like doing it. But you've got, even in 10 seconds, and some of them are 30 seconds or 60 seconds, even in that very short space of time, you can hit all of these things. You can be relevant to the people in the room, you can be fun and novel, you can create emotion and meaning, you can be sticky, you can be remembered. And I would ask you as a challenge about your 10 seconds, are they getting exposure to you, or are they experiencing you? Are you giving that room the real you? It might only be 10 seconds. It's a valuable 10 seconds. Use it. Being live with people in the real world is going to be where we need to go. These are some of the objections that I get. There's a really common one. People think, I'll put my foot in it, I'll say something wrong, I can polish this post, I can get all the words right, I can airbrush the picture, yes, we do a beautiful carousel. I'd rather do that than go to networking, I might screw it up. It's really unlikely. People love messiness. If you feel like you've done something wrong in person, you think about it for flipping ever, don't you? It goes over and over and over in your mind. Everyone else has just forgotten it. We have this thing called the spotlight effect. Everyone else has just forgotten it. So don't worry about that. People like other messy people. If you worry that you're going to forget what you're going to say, 10 seconds, I always like to forget my name. That's just a stress response thing. That's a stress response thing. That can be fixed. It's a nervous system regulation issue. It can be fixed. If you think, thanks Kathy, but I'm all right actually. I do everything online. It's working for me just fine. Absolutely, there are loads of different types of businesses, each to their own. But I would suggest that things aren't changing. Please think about the AI trust deficit. Please think about the polish that is coming from, frankly, fraudulent businesses at the moment. And how are you going to, retain your authority in that new world? People say this to me a lot. It's all right. You're already confident. You don't mind talking to lots of people. Actually, I get really nervous. I had a really horrible stage fright in my 20s. Much better now. But I have to work at my confidence. I work at my confidence every day. I get really nervous too. The only difference between me and someone that says, I can't do it, I'm just not confident. The only difference is I don't let it stop me. I say yes to everything. And I work at my confidence. Anybody can stand here and talk. Anybody can do it. It just takes a bit of time and effort. So if you're thinking, yes, I'm convinced, you want an aim. You want to aim well. You want to set your balance before you go into the networking or the exhibition or whatever it is. And you want to connect with all of this. And connecting isn't just the speaking bit, it's also the listening bit. How connected do we feel to someone who really listens to us? So if you're not that confident at speaking, that's okay. Go to the events, get there real live, in the room with other real live people, and listen. Ask a question. Ask someone a question about their business, and then be really interested. Ask a follow-up question. If you're going to find it difficult to talk about yourself, make that connection anyway. People will remember you. So aim, balance, and connect. Please think ABC. Please use your 10 seconds like you at breakfast clubs. Some targeted things that you can look to implement this week to improve your speaking and listening and connection. Thank you very much.